Hi, everyone, and welcome to Who to the Curve. And this is a Robert Ruiz rant. And today I will be talking on understanding the Ludic Fallacy, or how I learned to stop worrying and love the dice. The Ludic Fallacy, just the phrase itself, conjures up images of intellectuals with glasses huddled in dimly lit rooms, pondering the mysteries of the universe while sipping on overpriced espresso. But fear not, dear listener. Today, we shall embark on a journey to demystify this seemingly esoteric concept with a healthy dose of sarcasm and humor. So, buckle up and prepare for a wild ride through the land of logical missteps and mathematical blunders. The Ludic Fallacy Unmasked. First thing first, what on earth is the Ludic Fallacy? Coined by the ever-quotable Nassim Nicholas Taleb in his book, The Black Swan. The Ludic Fallacy refers to the misguided belief that the complexities of real life can be modeled or predicted using simplified games or mathematical models. In other words, it's like trying to use a Monopoly board to predict the stock market or consulting a magic 8 ball for relationship advice. Well, spoiler alert, it doesn't work. Taleb argues that by relying on these overly simplistic models, we end up with a false sense of security and vastly underestimate the impact of rare, unpredictable events, those pesky black swans that have a habit of turning out our lives upside down. Till next time you're tempted to trust a crystal ball or tarot card reading, remember the Ludic Fallacy and maybe reconsider your life choices. Let's talk about life is not a game unless you're a sim. Imagine, if you will, a world where life is as predictable as a game of chess. Every move is calculated, every outcome foreseeable. Sounds boring, right? Well, that's precisely the problem with the Ludic Fallacy. Real life is messy, chaotic, and delightfully unpredictable. It's like trying to play a game of poker without knowing that your opponent has a tendency to cheat or that the dealer is a part-time magician. Take, for instance, the 2008 financial crisis. Many experts relied on complex mathematical models to predict market behavior, blissfully unaware that they were standing on the precipice of economic disaster. It turns out that human behavior, market dynamics, and global events are a tad more complicated than a roll of dice. Well, who knew? The perils of overconfidence. One of the most amusing aspects of the Ludic Fallacy is the sheer audacity of those who fall victim to it. Picture a room full of economists, each armed with their trusty spreadsheets and reams of data, confidently predicting the future with all swagger of a Vegas high roller. It's almost endearing, really. But here's the kicker. Overconfidence can be downright dangerous when we place too much faith in our models and simulations. We become blind to the myriad of variables and unknowns that can throw a wrench into the works. It's like stepping onto a tightrope without a safety net, blissfully unaware that the wind is about to pick up. Spoiler alert, it's not going to end well. Embracing the chaos. So, what's the solution to the Ludic conundrum? How do we navigate a world that's as unpredictable as a toddler on a sugar high? The answer, dear listener, lies in embracing the chaos. Instead of clinging to our precious models and simulations, we must learn to accept that life is inherently uncertain and that black swans are lurking around in every corner. This doesn't mean we shouldn't abandon all attempts on prediction or analysis. Rather, we should approach them with a healthy dose of skepticism and humility. Acknowledge that our models are imperfect, that our predictions are fallible, and that sometimes, just sometimes, the universe likes to throw us a curveball for its own amusement. The art of being wrong. In a world dominated by the Ludic Fallacy, the ability to admit when we're wrong is a superpower. It takes a special kind of person to stand up and say, you know what? I have no idea what's going on, but this admission of ignorance can be incredibly liberating. It frees us from the shackles of overconfidence and allows us to adapt, learn, and grow in the face of uncertainty. So the next time you find yourself clinging to a model or prediction like a life raft in a stormy sea, remember the wise words of Socrates. I know that I know nothing. Embrace the chaos, accept the unknown, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find yourself navigating the unpredictable waters of life with a little more grace and a lot more humor. A final roll of the dice. In the end, the Ludic Fallacy is a delightful reminder that life is far more complex and unpredictable than any game or model could ever hope to capture. By recognizing the limitations of our predictive tools and embracing the inherent chaos of the world, we can avoid the pitfalls of the Ludic Fallacy and navigate the unpredictable waters of life with a bit more wisdom and humility. As we wrap up this whimsical journey through the labyrinth of logical fallacies, let's remember that while models and simulations have their place, they're merely tools, not crystal balls. They provide us with a framework to understand patterns and probabilities, but they should never replace our awareness of the world's inherent unpredictability. So the next time someone assures you that they have life all figured out, thanks to their newfangled algorithm, just smile and nod, knowing full well that the universe has a way of laughing at our best laid plans. And when the inevitable curveball comes your way, embrace it with open arms, a hearty laugh, and maybe even a bit of sarcasm. After all, life is far too short to take it too seriously. In the end, understanding the Ludic Fallacy is not about rejecting logic or abandoning reason. It's about recognizing the limits of our knowledge and maintaining a sense of humor as we navigate this beautifully chaotic world. So go forth, roll the dice, and enjoy the unpredictability of the game called life. And if you happen to encounter a black swan along the way, give it a wink and a nod. After all, you were expecting it. Thanks for listening to Who Threw the Curve. And don't forget to follow us. Don't forget to like us and share. Thanks.